Hello there. We're going to take a step back in time today, and I just want to show the place where I was born, places where I've lived, went to school, and also where I've worked. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching.
Okay, hello there. This is where it all started for me. This is the former Nunsthorpe Maternity Home, where I was born on the 18th of June 1978. From there I was taken home to 199 Stanley Street, where I lived until 1984, a month before my 6th birthday. I've still got memories of this house and walking to that corner shop which used to be a DIY shop. This was the first school I attended. This is Hilda Infant School, where I went to nursery, and for the first couple of years of infant school, this is where I went. This next house is my Nana and Grandad Wright's house. They lived there from 1955. That top right hand bedroom window, that was my mum's bedroom, and that's where we used to sleep if we went and slept at Nana and Grandad's house. Many memories of Christmases and Boxing Days, great memories. And 5 minutes from there was my Auntie Kathleen's house, Ajax Close on the Laceby Acres. Slept here a few times and often went around there for a visit to play with my cousin Adam, things like that. And this was my other grandparents' house, my Nana and Grandad Saxby's house. On entry you'd be offered a glass of lemonade and a Kit Kat, and as you get older you'd be offered a can of beer or a tot of whiskey. This was the second home that I lived in. This is Yaba Road, and I lived here from 1984 until 1988. Nothing but good memories here. Loved every minute of living here, and I was gutted when we had to leave. It's a concrete driveway now, but when we lived there it was a lovely grass lawn and a big blossom tree at the front of the garden. This was my school at the time, Worsley Infants. That building on the left there, that was the F block. I've still got memories of playing football in that playground over there and swapping football stickers. Made some good friends, some of which I've still got to this day. This was a place known as the Seven Hills, or the back of there was the Seven Hills. That tree at the back there, we used to all bring our bikes down here and climb up that tree. I wasn't much of a climber back in the day, so I used to guard the bikes while they all climbed the trees. We used to play war down here as well. Now this place holds a special place in my heart. This is Thorgum Court, and that little car park there. I used to play model aeroplanes with my dad, and also we used to play football. There'd be trains whizzing past every half hour, and I used to love coming here on a weekend. Yeah, this little car park there holds many great memories. And then on the left hand side here, the end flat, that was where my dad lived. I used to sleep here every weekend. And my third address, this is the place that will always be home in my heart. This is 13 Lichfield Court. We moved here at the end of 1988 and we lived here until 1999, so yeah, I kind of grew up here. That top left window, that was my bedroom. A lot of things happened while we lived here. Two of my sisters became parents. My eldest sister was married. So yeah, I kind of grew up in this house. Those four windows there in the centre of your screen, that was the sheds of all the residents, and our shed was the end one on the right. was home. Now here, this is where James Meadows School once stood. This is the gate where we used to come out at home time. As you can see, it's all new builds now, all houses. But that's the corner of Wheelsby Street and Hope Street, and that was the main entrance to James Meadows Middle School. Fantastic school. Anybody that went to this school will tell you that it wasn't like a school, it was like a holiday camp. And that's Hilda that I mentioned earlier. This is my final school. It's well, what's left of it. It's now Havelock Academy, but that field there was where my school once stood. The new building is located to the left, but that building straight ahead, that was the sports block and the swimming pool, and that still stands to this day. The only thing that's standing from my time here is old Havelock himself, still standing guard. There he is. My first job upon leaving school was at the Courtyard Cafe on Freeman Street. For £1.50 an hour, I was told to take orders, wash plates and mop the floor. The boss was from the great country of Pakistan, and on my second day I'd had just about enough of him, so I went into the kitchen at the back, threw my apron on the side and exited the premises through this gate here and run as fast as my little 16-year-old legs would carry me down the street. My second job, I hated it just as much, was here, CCL, formerly Osmond's Aerosols. I started here in November 1994. I was here for 5 weeks. Used to enter the premises there, and I'd bring my packing up outside, get a bit of fresh air and eat my sandwiches with my back against that brick wall to the left there. The building to the right there, that was the canteen. The white building in the centre, that was the canteen. 57 Lister Street, my dad's house. The house in the centre there with the porch over the main window. That's where I lived with my dad from 99 to 2000, and I visited him every weekend during his time here. Looks totally different now, but yeah, the house there with the porch over the roof over the window, that was where my dad lived. Umberston Road, I've worked here twice. I originally worked here from 1995 to 2002, and then I came back here in 2012, and it's where I work present day. My mum's house. Moved here late 1999, lived there until recently. I lived there from 1999 until about 2005, on and off, but again, it was always home. And just round the corner from there was another one of my dad's residences. That upper flat there, he lived from 2004 I think until about 2012. As I mentioned earlier, I worked at Umberston Road factory from 1995 until 2002. In 2002, the company that I was working for acquired this building and we moved. Today it's Morrison Seafoods, but from 2002 until 2012 it was Headland Foods. Again, I made great friends here, friends that I've still got to this day. Probably the best job I ever had. Great people and a good company to work for. And then finally, the only house I've ever co-owned. Lived here from 2005 until 2015. This is where I was living when I became a dad for the first time.